also existed. Khojas were also existed. Among them, the Sunnis and Shias, those are prominent sects in India, Mughal India. The Sunnis were in the majority of occupied that prominent powers in the society. Why? Because of they are elites in the state. So the sheikhs and Sayyids also proclaimed that good respect in the society. The another important Muslims were Sufis. So the foreigners came to India and settled different parts of Mughal territories. The foreigners were also came in the last after the last Mughals. So they are came from Chinese and Portuguese, Dutch, British. The mostly what we say Europeans. The Europeans are came from various countries, but they bring here the Christianity. So the Mughals were several capable, intelligent women influenced the politics, what we knows, and they are entered into the administration also. The Mughal women were entered into the administrative uh, matters also. They are involved. So mainly, what Yogabai and Rani Durgavati, and they are ruled the powers instead of their another ones. So the the ruling women also enjoyed the powers. They are entered into the interfere into the administration, like Asmat Begum, Gulbadan Begum, and what you say, Noor Jahan, mainly Noor Jahan, and the Ladli Begum, and the Shah Jahan's daughters, Roshanara and Jahanara. So and afterwards the Marathan and the Rajput women also entered into the politics. They are played the vital role in the Mughal India. So those are like Jijiabai, Tarabai, and what Bibi Sahini, and the with Jebunisa. So these people like influenced that administration and society. So what we say that women's were belong to the elite families. That elite families, women were enjoyed the powers in Mughal ruling, as well as that they are interfere the administration, and they are influenced the administration, just like Noor Jahan. So next, the people, those who are they had the education. They had that education, either the Muslim women or Hindu women. They are enjoyed the education. They are learned that languages. The Muslim women had observed that parda system. So the Hindu women also, the Rajput women also followed that parda system, and the facility of education personality, the limited only teeny sections of the society, and the Sunni, there is a polygamy too. The polygamy too. So the both sections, the Muslim sections were both Shia and Sunnis were followed that polygamy. In that polygamy, the Sunnis were maintained the unlimited wives, but the Shias were restricted only four wives. They are restricted to the only four wives, or below four. They should maintain that wives. So these they are carried that Parda system, both Shias and Sunnis, as well as that Hindu Rajput clan women also the wore that Parda system. So the mainly the social evils are raised during the Mughal administration. The social evils are like that sati system and restricted the widow remarriages and provoked the child marriages and the killed the women infantry or female infantry. So and that sati system. So these people were child marriages. Akbar was tried to emancipate that social evils. So when the daughter of Mota Raja, the Rajput daughter of Mota Raja of Merwar, so compelled to herself against her own wish. So Akbar was appear there and take it serious, not not forced that sati system. So he appointed that employees for the prohibition of that self-assassination or the immolation, self-immolation. So in 1587, he intended to that measure the permit to widow remarriage. The widow remarriages are permitted by Akbar in 1587. He was decided that child marriage to the prohibition of child marriages. So he decided the age of marriage for boys is 16 and the girls is 14. So he was restricted that couple of years. So the rural areas were mostly followed these social evils. So the joint family system is existed and the patriarchal and property was shared by the male progeny until now also that we know. So the birth of a son is favored and the marriages were mostly uh, important institution in rural India. So the in this society, the Mughal Indian society is the standard of living in urban centers also the vary depending on the social economic status. While the understanding of living of poor were very miserable and kindness. So the nobles were enjoyed that luxuries and they maintained that joint family and they are proclaimed that high class and the women their women were followed that Bharata system and sometimes the women rich women or the Rajput or elite women are followed that Johar system. When the Rajput clans were uh, occupied the another kings, then the king's servants and the king's queens attempt that Johar system. So when Babur was conquered that Kanwa War and Chanderi War. So he directly he saw that situation. So he mentioned his Babar Nama. He describes in detail about that Jauhar performed by the Medini Rai, who is a Chanderi ruler, Rajput clan. The Medini Rai's ladies attempt that Jauhar system when he saw, he recorded in his Babar Nama. So the rich class and the high class males were attempt that prostitution. So it is common in the society and also it is a greatness too. So the people were not affected from the social evils and women enjoyed their traditional powers only and their traditional respects. The upper class and middle class, both Muslims and Hindus wore that khaba. Khaba. That means the lengthy coat or a long coat coming down to the knees. And they wore that tight trousers. Like nowadays we saw that leggings or jeans. So they are wore that tight trousers. The common among that either Hindus or Muslims, they are wore like that. So the common people also Hindu people wore that dhoti and kurta. The Muslims, common Muslims were also used that uh, kurta and paisama. Kurta and paisama. So both Hindus and Muslims wore that turban. The turbans are various styles they are wore. So they are the shawls, both woolen and cotton were also used by the men. The shawls. So the emperor and the nobles used that their clothes. They are wearing that the golden thread and their peels, even diamonds, also sometimes on their attached on their garments. So only rich people could afford to wear the shoes or chappals. Only rich people wore that chappals or shoes. The ornament system in medieval India, we know both male and female. They are equally adorned that jewels or ornaments. So whether it is gold or silver, mostly the rich class elites were used that gold ornaments. So the males wore that earrings, finger rings, necklace, and the females also at the same time they are also used like that, and they are addition to their bracelets, rings, and necklace, and the waist belts, and uh, the another the toe rings and bangles, the and some perfumes they are adopted. The people, those who are living in the poorest of the poor, they are not wearing any ornaments, but they are used the sometimes the middle class were used that silver or another iron or cloth jewels. So the ornaments mainly they are Muslims ladies were wearing the cloths a variety from the Hindus. The Hindus wore that Hindu ladies wore that saris and jackets. just jackets means angiyas. So the Muslim ladies wore paisama, gagra, jacket, and dupatta, etc. So large variety costumes, large number of variety of costumes the Mughals were used. Why? Because of their the various countries are came for the trade. They are introduced the various perfumes in Mughal India. The Mughal rulers and the Mughal, the court nobles and the women, royal women, are very interestingly they purchase that scents and the what you called the perfumes, attars. So they are the Noor Jahan's mother Asmat Beg, Asmat Begum. So she mostly popular to use that perfumes in Mughal court, and she prepared after uh, after the generations like Noor Jahan, Mumtaz Mahal, all the use that costly perfumes and they are develop various ornaments in the Mughal court. So the food habits of the people, mostly the people were used that meat and roti, rice, fruits, milk, and butter, ghee, etc. So mostly were taken common diet to the upper classes. The good food of a large varieties was prepared with the help of all sorts of spices among the rich people only. Common people used that limited their deity. So they are used that rice, roti, pulses, and vegetable, milk, etc. So mostly they are used, the rich class used that wine and liquor. So you knows very well about the wine. The wine, foreign wine was used by the Jahangir when I think 1611 Jahangir imported various types of foreign wines to his court, and he used after he got illness through the wines. So he used that various wines, liquor, opium, tobacco, and intoxications. So all these type of opium, wines, and intoxications were used by the rich class or noble class. So they are maintained that music, their amusements are mainly music and dancing and boating, drama, and their favorite games were mainly their animal fighting. So and polo riding. So you know the Humayun, Humayun also playing that polo, and the Aurangzeb too playing that polo. So they are enjoyed by the hunting. So they were the nobles' entertainment was mainly hunting the animals in the forest. So this is the social status of the people, and this is the social conditions in the Mughal India, what we are knows. So next we are going to discuss about the economic conditions of the people and economic conditions in the Mughal state. So mainly the economic conditions are focused through the literature and literary sources. and mainly we are focused about that coinage. The coinage also they are released various coins in this uh, uh, Mughal court. So the mainly the Mughal rulers are benefited through the agriculture. So that's why the Mughal rulers were encouraged the agriculture and irrigational system and encouraged the industries. So we know the mostly industries were established that Mughal rulers. They are provided the loans to the peasants. So of course, it is started by the Sher Shah. Afterwards, the Mughal rulers, all the Mughal rulers were followed that loans to the peasant for the development of agriculture and irrigation. So they established the several industries around the capital city of Agra and Delhi. So as well as that mostly Fatehpur Sikri and Lahore, Kashmir and Bengal. So the South India also glittered through that what the industries. So mainly they are the basic section of the most of the people directly or indirectly depend on the industrials and agricultural sectors only. So they are provoked the development of agriculture. So Mughal emperors encouraged that agriculture system and the irrigation system. They are constructed and repaired several lakes and several tanks and several wells and several channels and several canals. So the wells like that irrigation source for the agrarian society. So the peasant used different devices for the lifting of water from the wells or lakes. So they are mainly they used the wooden scoop was used for the lifting water that is like Etham. So Mota was also used. So it is a good source for the lifting of water. It is continued till the uh, before the 2 decades in throughout India. So later the traditional device were the abundant. Why? Because of the Persian wheel was came to introduced in Mughal India. Then the water was speedily lifted from the wells and speedily lifted from the lakes. So then the traditional water irrigational systems were collapsed. So in mainly South India and Western India are a number of wells constructed by the cultivators during the 16th and 17th centuries. So more tanks, approximately 6,000 wells supplied water in the Fargana in Rajasthan, which is called Merta. So, according to the literature, according to the historians or according to the writers, like Abul Fazl's Aine Akbari gives the details about the different lakes in Rajasthan region. So, Dhaber Lake. So, this is Debar Lake in Mewar was built in 1687 to 91. So, it is constructed by the Mughals. And the Udayasagar Dam, the Udayasagar project or Udayasagar Dam also constructed by the Akbar's reign, which is 1559 to it is established in 65. approximately it is constructed 6 years, and the Rajasagar Lake also constructed the Mewar in the Mewar in 17th century. So all these works carried out by the rulers of Mewar, the Mughal rulers provided advance loan. How much loans? So they are provide the loans approximately in those days 40 rupees begins from 40 rupees to 50,000 rupees. They are contributed for the, they are given the loans to for the cultivators. So mainly in the Khandesh, the portion of Birar for the purpose of erecting the dams, for the providing the irrigation, they are used for 50,000 of rupees. They are gave to them. So Shah Jahan was constructed that canal Noor-e-Fiyaz. Noor-e-Fiyaz. Shah Jahan was constructed that canal. So he was also constructed another canal. Also, he was constructed that is on the Ravi River. That is on the Ravi River. So all these wells and all these tanks and all these reservoirs supplies to the water and the fields which is cropped that wheat and rice. So here the mainly the cultivators were cultivated the different crops in throughout Mughal India. They are cultivated wheat. We know so it is wheat is very common from the Indus Valley civilization. So barley, gram. So maize was newly introduced here, and rice, millets, and lime seeds, and pulses, sugarcane, jute, poppy, indigo, fruit vegetables, etc. They are cropped. And the main centers for main centers in those days, main crops were the wheat was mainly concentrated on Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and Bihar. So these regions were cropped that mostly cropped that wheat, and the sugarcane was grown in Bengal and Bihar. The sugarcane was grown Bengal and Bihar. So the barley and the gram was extensively grown in Punjab and Uttar Pradesh. So these regions were the river basin regions. That's why it is very growing extensively. So indigo was commonly grown in Bayana. So it is located nowadays in Pakistan. So the poppy was grown in Malwa and Bihar, and cotton was grown in Deccan, rice also in Deccan. The most popular for the rice crop, so Kashmir and Madras. Those are the two main centers for the growth of rice. So in the 17th century, two new major crops introduced in India. Those are tobacco and maize. Tobacco and maize. So three new fruits also received from the new world. The new fruits were pineapple and papaya and cashew nut. So these three. So afterwards, the Goa also came later. So this is the main crops in agriculture. So these agricultural goods, the internal trading centers were grown, and the markets and the weekend markets and the village markets were sell these type of grains and these type of crops. So the Mughals were interested on they are foresightly they are established the so many industries in their around the capital city. So mostly the commonly India common phenomena was the in cotton industry. So the textile industry growing in progress. So India produced large quantity of different varieties of cotton, silk, and woolen cloths. So carpets and shawls of good quality were produced in Mughal Empire. So mainly Agra, Fatehpur Sikri, Multan, and Alwar, Janpur. Those are the main centers for these. So the famous centers manufacturing different varieties of carpets. So Kashmir produced the fine quality of woolen cloth. Until now, also the Kashmirs were got first place. So the carpets and silk cloths in Bengal and Dhaka. So Dhaka was the famous for the manufacturing of muslin cloths. So the muslin cloths were glittered in the home or in the palace of nobles, palaces of nobles. So the Gujarat and Bengal, the those centers were produced the quality of silk cloths, the best quality of shawls manufactured from Kashmir and Lahore. Akbar, Jahangir, and Shah Jahan established hundreds of karkhanas in the capital city of Agra and Lahore and uh, what is the Deccan and Amritsar. So cotton cloth was produced from Sonargam in Bengal, Benares and Agra in Uttar Pradesh, Lahore, Multan, and Thatta in Punjab, and Sindh, Ahmedabad, Patan, and Baroda. So Surat always glittered that cloth industry. So in Gujarat, so Berhampur, Khandesh, and Golconda were also main trading centers for the textile industry. So after the textile industry, then the sugar industry also grown during the Mughal period. The sugar industry was developed in Bengal, Gujarat, Punjab. So indigo and opium, the intoxications were also produced in the Mughal court. So Delhi was the famous for the copper industry and bell metal industry. So it was famous of brass industry industry during the Mughal period. Gold was extracted from the river beds of Punjab and Kumaun. The copper mines were mostly in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and the diamonds. So you know very well the diamonds were only found at Golconda only. It is very Golconda was very famous for the diamonds. The Golconda and Chota Nagpur. Golconda and Chota Nagpur. So the world's famous the diamond was Kohinoor was found in Golconda Kingdom, the in diamond mines. So glass industry developed in Fatehpur Sikri and Berar, Bihar, Janpur, Gujarat, and the what is that? Agra, Delhi, and in South India, Hyderabad, Bijapur. So Lucknow, Lahore were most popular centers for selling the perfumes and manufacturing that perfumes. So Multan also the manufacturing that the perfume manufacturing center. So the goods of the warfield, they are used that warfield uh, tools. Those are swords and javelins and some blades. So the other traditional arms were manufacturing at Lahore, Punjab, Gujarat, Bengal, and Agra. So best they are produced. These centers were produced best quality of the goods tools. So these tools were mainly Kashmir, Karnataka. So these also those are also main popular carpentry works done by the Kashmir people and Karnataka people. They are made the very good furniture. The wood industry was in Mughal India grown through these two centers, Kashmir and Karnataka. So, shipbuilding industry was very important in Mughal Empire. Shipbuilding industry. So, Mughals have that much of coastal area from the Sindh to Bay of Bengal or Bay of Bengal. So, around the South India, there is a coastal, large amount of coastal area. That's why they are developed ship industry. Uh, the main centers were the ships were mostly Keralian people, Kerala, Gujarat, Madras, and Narsapur. So these manufactured and repaired big centers, and they are manufacturing that small cargos too. They are manufacturing small cargos too. So these shipbuilding industry, uh, when the people were came from Portugal, they are perfectly manufactured than the Indians. So after we are discussing about the trade and commerce. So trade and commerce during the Mughal Empire is so uh, mm, India was held the relationship with European and Asian countries and African countries. So in France, we know very well when who is that Vasco da Gama who found that 1499 he entered into the India. So until the date, so the Europeans were chainly came to India. So many Europeans among them. So France, Holland, Portugal, England, Arabia, Egypt, and Asia, Persia, Ceylon, Japan. So many various countries are came to India for the relation trade, commercial relationship and trading relationship with India. So the India was imported the woolen cloths from France and the silk from Italy and Persia. So carpets from the Persia, the raw silk from China. Till now also China famous for the raw silk. So horses from Arabia, we taken the sometimes we take that most example like that Arabian horses. So they are the beautiful horses in the world. So India exported the cotton to Asian countries and African countries and European countries. India exported the indigo, salt, spice, mainly spices to the European countries, opium, and various countries. So Mughals constructed the good roads, very good roads. Those are called sarais. We know about that sarais were rest centers for tradesmen during the who is Sher Shah. During the Sher Shah period, Sher Shah was so many sarais were built by the Sher Shah. So he the transporting and traveling was easy. So embedded from the traders, the tax is 3.5 to 1%. So the internal trade were carried on both roads and rivers, and foreign trade was carries from the sea route. So the Lahore, Kabul, and Kandahar, Goa, Kerala, Gujarat, Bengal, Orissa, these are the mostly we know for the harbors where the harbors are established, where the coastal area is located, then the harbors are built. So there the harbors are mostly developed during the Mughal period. So Madras was had a sea port from the for the trade. The principal seaports of Mughal Empire were mainly Lahore and Badayon. So those are nowadays those are in Pakistan, Sindh, Kambe in India, and Broch. It is called the pastly days Barkacham. So the Broch also Surat and Hooghly and Machilipatnam and Sripur, which is located in Dhaka. So nowadays it is departed from India. Nowadays it is located in Bangladesh. So these are the main trading harbors. So the flow of goods between the Gujarat and North India was served by the two main routes. The first route linked with the Surat to Agra, and the western Rajasthan via Ajmer, Mertha, Jodhpur, Jalore, Ahmedabad, Kambe, and the Barukacham or Broch. So the second route is interestingly the route passed through the Malwa, Khandesh. It is touched with the major cities in those days like Gwalior, Siranj, and Ujjaini, Mando, and Burhanpur. And Burhanpur. So this is the second grand route. Beyond the Kalnar, if followed that course of Tapati to the Surat. Tavernier travels indicate two alternative routes between the Surat and Aurangabad, which is located in Maharashtra. So other roads connected the Golconda to Goa. Golconda to Goa, the route is which is famous in medieval period during the Golconda Qutub Shahis. So that's why they are developed the diamond mines in Deccan. So the Gandikota to Madras, Gandikota located in Rayalaseema. So that is of state's route to the Madras. In the West Indian trade, the favorished along the two establishment maritime channels. One through is Red Sea and Cairo and Alexandria. So the second one is Persian Gulfs, Basra and Baghdad, Hormuz. So this is the main routes. The traders were mainly the traders during the Mughals administration, Mughals rule. The period of Mughal rule, main traders were Banjaras. They are bring the they are trading community in those days. The Chettis and the Muslims, Arab Europeans traders were actively participated the both inland and foreign trade. So this trade was glittered in this region much more. So the famines also occurred. The famine mainly in Mughal India when Babur was conquest the Hemo. After the second Panipat battle, then the first famine was came. Afterwards, the 1595 to 1598. So the dangerous famine came. One poet says like that: men ate their own skin for the hungry. So a kind plague was also added. Horrors of this period. Plague also very horrible and dangerous disease came in India. So during that time, Jahangir, the plague appeared in northern and western India, lasted for 8 years. So in the famine, when the Shah Jahan was built the Taj Mahal, so during that period also, Shah Jahan's period also came the famine in 1630 and 32. So in Gujarat and Deccan, the region was very disturbed in Deccan and Gujarat because of that famine. So the English traveler Peter Mundy explained about that famine. His records stated that government did not nothing to help the people. The government, the Shah Jahan government did not people on the whole Mughal rulers did not literally suffering of the people in times of famine and distress. So we know next we are going to discuss about that religious conditions. So the religion was existed during that Mughal period. The mainly until we are discussed about the social conditions, the Shias and Sunni Muslims were dominated in the society, and the Hindus were popular by the Vaishnava sect and Shaiva sects. The Vaishnava sect dominated in North India, which was implemented that Vallabhacharya, the Bhakti movement was raised the early Mughal Indias, and the Ramananda, Vallabhacharya, these priests, preachers were preached that Vaishnava sect about that Rama Avatara and Krishna Avatara, Narayana Avatara, and Vishnu Avatara. So they are compiled so many poems and so many preachings they are delivered, and the Shaiva, along with Shaiva Vaishnava, so the new religion also came during the before the Mughal India. So that is improved during the Mughal period. The Sikhism, the founder of the Sikhism was Guru Nanak. He born at 1469 at the Talwandi village in Punjab, nearest to the Amritsar. So the Sikhs were raised against the Mughals, which was the policy of Aurangzeb. So mainly the Sikhs were Sikhism developed through that from the beginning of Babur to Akbar. Akbar gave the land to the construction of the Golden Temple. So the Guru Angad compiled that preachings of Guru Nanak. So all the Guru's preachings are compiled by the Guru Arjan, the fifth Guru Arjan Singh. So he the compiled the book was called Adi Granth. It is a holy book for the Sikhs. So after the from Arjun Singh, the Sikhism was going to be lost. So because why? Because of the war of succession entered Guru Arjun Singh. Then the last, the ninth Guru Govind Singh, and the last Guru Tej Bahadur was provoked to the self assistance and suicide in the court of Mughal by the policy of Aurangzeb. That's why they are raised that against that Mughal Indias. So the Akbar maintained the very good relationship with the Rajput clans. So mainly he chose that matrimonial relations with them. So Babur also started that situation after the fall of empire reconstructed by the Akbar. Akbar was maintained that Rajput policy, especially he held the matrimonial relations. He married the so many Rajput princesses. So those are the Jodhabai. She was Biharimal, daughter of Raja Biharimal, and the Jaisalmer and Bikaner. These kings were given their daughters to the Akbar. After the Akbar, the Salim Jahangir also continued relationship with the Rajput clans, and Shah Jahan also maintained very good relationship with the Rajput clans. And the lastly, Aurangzeb was distracted that Rajput policy. That's why all the Rajputs were revolt against the Aurangzeb or the Mughal Empire. That is cause of decline of the Mughal Empire. And the Rajputs also, Akbar gave the very much important significantly. He appointed the noble designations as a mansabdars and as a ministers, just like the so many ministers like Raja Todarmal, so Raja Bihirmal, Raja Todarmal, and Birbal. So these ministers are held a very good position in the Mughal court. So like this, so much contribution given by the Akbar for the Rajput policy. So in these Mughal emperors maintained that art and architecture, so Diwani Khas, Diwani Kham, Diwani Am, and Buland Darwaza, and Fatehpur Sikri, and Taj Mahal. So many constructions are constructed. The art and architecture is in spite of that Islamic architecture. So the Hindu, they are provoked that Hindu temples too. They are denoted that so they are behave like a secular kingdom. So Akbar given the land to the Amritsar Golden Temple, and Akbar given the so many Hindu temples. He was given the donations to the all the Sikhs and Christians and Hindus and Buddhists, Jainists. So he was discussed in Ibadat Khana all the good principles and all the very good discussion in Ibadat Khana. The religious discussions are there. So he Akbar was the from the Akbar to Aurangzeb, the Mughals were gave the importance for the education and educational institutions. So the uh, Muslims were maintained that maktabs, the schools, and madrasas, the colleges, and the Hindu rulers also, the Hindu rulers also maintained Vidyapeeths. So the Mughal rulers donated some of wealth, some of land for that construction of the temples. Mainly, the religious education is concentrated during the Mughal India. So, from the Babur to Aurangzeb, after the latter Mughals also contributed for the education. So, the women education also glittered in this Mughal India. The Hindu women received that education through the Patashala as well as that Vidyapith. So the Islam, the noble, the royal women also enjoyed that education like Gulbadan Begum, Salima Sultana, Noor Jahan, Mumtaz Mahal, Jahanara, Roshanara, Jeb Unnisa. These fellows were well educated ladies in the Mughal royal court. So the language and literature also improved by the Mughal rulers. So to the Babur was mainly he wrote his own biography in Turkish language, that is Tujik-i Babari. So he explained about the India and the beauty of Indian nature. So he explained in that book, and the Gulbadan Begum, who was a sister of Babur, she wrote that Humayun Nama, and Badauni also written that Muntakabul-i-Tawarik, so Shah Jahan Nama, and Fathit Alangiri, which was written by the Ishwara Das. He belongs to Hindu. In spite of that, he wrote that book in Persian language. So, like that, language and literature was developed by the Mughal great rulers in Mughal India, and they are patronized the so many languages, like they are patronized the Persian language and the Turkey language, as well as that Arab language, and what is that Sanskrit language. The amalgamation of Sanskrit and Persian became a new language, was came, that is Hindi language. They are patronized that Hindi language, and the Deccani language also they are patronized. They are paired to the Urdu poets also. Noor Azampuri and Muhammad Afzal were the very good, highly professional poets in Urdu language. They are flourished during the reign of Akbar. In Shah Jahan's rule, the Nazir Afzal and Chandra Banu were the famous Urdu poets. So the Deccan Urdu also patronized by the Mughal rulers. The paintings also they are patronized that painters. So Jahangir was a very good painter. So they are given the charities. They are donated the charities to the music, dance, and art and architecture. They are contributed much more, and they are established the rich culture in Mughal period. So thank you, one and all.